Sir, you are the president of ASC Solicitors and Advocate and also the president of Bharatiya Society. So, could you just tell me what is the concept of Bharatiya Society?
You see, your first question that I am a president of ASC Solicitors and Advocates. Basically, I am advocate Supreme Court, practicing for last 30 years. And then ASC Solicitor Advocates is a basically law firm which you can say is a commercial firm, because law is also, when you do a firm like things, it becomes a semi-business also. But a lawyer's practice, a Supreme Court is a purely law practice professional things. Law firm is providing all kind of a legal support, whatever it is. I was practicing many fields of law, but I realized in a long time that India is having lot of potential, particularly in human resources. But I felt that human resources should be properly utilized. The law is very exhaustive. Since employment requirement, in other words, you can say like this, if there is the workmen go for employment to the employers and there is not much employment, therefore there is unilateral system. Employers sometime twist the laws, not all laws, but previously it was the trend is changing, and they unilateral system they say they establish, and it is only employees running towards the employer, because employment is so much, it's not so much. For generation of employment, it is necessary, what Mr. Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister, is saying, that employment should be generated when there is a more FDI comes to a country, then employment will be automatically generated. So my intention was maybe a drop in an ocean to bring FDI to this country, because no FDI can come, no investment can be made if the law's support is not there. So I thought the big law firms are supporting big ventures, but it looks small, but every NRI is having interest in investing into India, but he is not having any trustworthy legal support. So why not to give him a trustworthy legal support, because he is not knowing the lawyers. Big lawyers are busy in big matters. Small lawyers are not having those means to approach them. So it was a social, semi-social motive that I thought if I want to bring investments of NRI, that will become very huge, because our NRI fellow brothers are scattered all over the world. They have got money, they have got power, they have got position. They want to invest also in this country. But how to invest it? Because I told you, big lawyers are busy, small lawyers are having no means to reach to them, and sometimes they are not able to properly inform them, to follow up their matters. So they require some trustworthy media. Then all these people will invest into India. How to create trust? This was a question. How to reach them? This was the second question. I think I am a good speaker, let me complete these points. Then I thought, well, if this trustworthy media can be created, they will invest into India for two reasons. With all due regards to all of them, I would like to say any time, any crisis can come, as it came in Iraq, as it came in Iran, as it came in so many countries, any time, and then you want some shelter in your own country. You all will agree that this is very necessary, that they should have something in their own, for two reasons. One, multiplication of money, because India was returning very high on real estate, and India was, since it is a developing country, was having big potential in every field, but human resources was very important. So the small industry should also be encouraged. The small investments of NRI may bring up the startups also. So I thought, in a nutshell, how can I help them to create a trustworthy legal media and to reach them? Therefore, Bharatiya Society was founded, and Bharatiya Foundation is also in a coming up soon, so that will be a larger body which was doing it. Since I travel all over the world, I created my associations, my links, and I was welcomed by all eminent personalities and by common NRIs, the presidents. They all welcomed, they all wanted support. And since I was a lawyer, having my networking, my connections, my law office in India at many places, so I was in a position to provide all this legal support with my legal knowledge. And all the other lawyers who are working in different parts of this country will only come under the senior lawyer. They will not supporting and come under the command of a junior lawyer. So once I am senior, I am having my associations, my own lawyers. They want to work and they want to learn and they want to help me. So networking was very strong in India, and I was in a position to help all of them, which I am doing now. Then I also created my association outside. Again, my link, my stature, my conferences. I have been involved in simplification of law. I have been involved in development of a law. I have been advisor to the Planning Commission, all Labour Ministry, ILO. ILO means Indian National Labour Organization of, So all these big bodies, Labour Ministry, Labour Ministers, Chief Ministers, State Government, all helped me. They supported me. The government emblems are there. And when I got all this support, so I was in a position to help them effectively for simplification of law, for telling them law, for networking and having my associations outside and outside associations, and the law firms also, the Indian law firms got associated with me. So in future, today we are providing only Indian law in India, and through our foreign offices, Indian law, because we can't deal the foreign law. But in near future, I will just take one line more, but in a near future, we will provide the law of the land of that country also. Suppose it is English law, my English association law firms will provide the English law also, and Indian law will be providing. At the moment, our foreign associations are only helping a contact point.
Okay.
What is your next question?
That is a very genuine motive of the firm and the foundation together.
Yes.
So, sir, I also wanted to know, is the firm dealing only with property related matters with the NRI, or are there other matters too?
I think this is a very, very good question you have put to me. You see, society has not been created only to help to only in one field or in a particular field. It is a society which will provide all kind of legal support. That is why it has been mentioned on my NRI legal support on my website. AC NRI legal support. That means everything what you do, even you move on a road, the law is applicable.
Definitely.
You send money in India, the law is applicable. You invest in India, law is applicable. You marry in India, law is applicable. You require in every walk of life, law is very important. So, but what is the law? Ignorance of law is no excuse. So once you are providing support, it is for everything you want in India, but it is all based on a legal framework. It is based on legal things. For example, say for what can be the problems NRI may have visa problems, again the legal thing comes. You have marriage problems, divorce problems, anti-dowry cell problem, anti-dowry act, where it's a newly married girl within 7 years of their marriage file a complaint against husband. In India, the anti-dowry act is very strong, and that is taken. That means prima facie that police will take it as if he has committed it, and they will go for investigation and arrest also. So this is a very strong act which has been made in the favor of the women. So you say anti-dowry act, you say will, you say mutation, you succeed property, you inherit property, you have got your parents here and they want to give you the property, how will you take it? Everything is legal. So we are providing all. There is one thing more which we are providing, which is my main intention also. I feel that once you become a member of the Bharatiya Society, because we are not doing it only a business. There is no work. I am dealing the top companies, national, international in India and abroad. Globally I dealt. I was counsel for Mobil, I was counsel for Everedention, I was counsel for one of the world's #1 Mobil also, I was counsel for Hollister, so many multinationals, I was counsel for SCL Group, retainer, so there was, and they pay very well. Why I am doing it? Ask this question.
Yes, sir. That is exactly why you, being a senior
It is
lawyer-
my, yes, I'm sorry I am interrupting because I get your cancers.
Yes, sir.
And I am a speaker, I pick the things. Because it is my passion. I want to do something for the country. Everybody does in his own field. So I thought, what can I do for my people who are scattered all over the world? Why not the NRI who are not getting support and want to do it? And it's a very big thing. Today our Prime Minister is saying that the money can come to this country by two ways. One, FDI. Second, foreign investments. Larger investment, they do it. So and the NRI money, which is a very huge amount of money. The foreign big investments, the law firm is dealing and charging huge amounts of money for that, for joint ventures, mergers, acquisitions. So many things are there for anti-dumping, for Competition Act. That is a pure law. But what an NRI who wants to, who is having a property and the near neighbor, the next neighbor has encroached his property, whose cousin is poor fellow is sitting outside, and his cousins sometimes even own blood are saying that you are sitting, what can you do? You are not owning anything here. How can he, what will he do? So if I help him and then I ask him to invest somewhere and then I am helping, why will he not do it? So that was my intention, to provide those people who are not able because they are rich. I am talking the general NRI. There are three categories I can take up. One, who are very, very rich, like Lord Paul and Todd Mitchell. They are having all law firms support. Then the second category, which are middle rich people. They want, but they are not having. And third is the common man, who were carpenters, woodcutters, and these people. So I am providing all help to them. They are not able to have these kind of support. So this is a basically semi-commercial cause. Why it is semi-commercial? I am calling law firm is a semi-business organization. But you see, the society is a charitable, or you can say it's a service to the country. So since I am a president of both, then I am in a position to provide move all my advocates lobby, advocates team to help them, because I am a president and I am a president for the society and foundation also. So I said, what I will do, it is my concept only which developed. How can I do it? So I said, so whoever will be society members, this will be one, the scope of coverage is only to the NRIs. Because we are, even otherwise we are charging very low. I don't exactly remember, maybe 125 pounds or something, concessional, 150 pounds probably membership or something. And that is a lifelong membership. So you take my advice, that will be replied back in 48 hours through mobile app, through what you call my site, there is a questionnaire. 48 hours my office will reply, there is a whole team working for it. They will reply even within 48 hours. 1 month is complimentary, we have inaugurated it, 1 month is complimentary. I am doing it for last 10-15 years, but in a different way. So 1 year it will be complimentary, then we will be, the lifelong membership means you can take 3 advisors anytime throughout the life. This is not a business, this is only services to them. If a non-NRI comes, we will not give these services. And from him, we will charge only $150, $125 or pound, whatever it is. If he is not an NRI, we will charge 500 pounds or dollars.
Definitely.
So you can see the difference. So one, you should be an NRI. If you are a member, you will get 25% discount on advice later on. 3 advisors are free. And then you will be charged 25% discounted and on actual case fees also. And if you are a non-member, then we will charge actual fees, but that too will be very low than a normal fees of a law firm or of an advocate of my stature. Then it will be only. So the coverage scope is only for NRIs and PIOs. What is your next question?
So you have this altruistic touch to the services you provide, and definitely the NRI service is very good because you want the NRIs to feel that they are close to home by giving them, services on time, providing them with it. So sir, suppose an NRI wants to know about some property issue that's going on here. Suppose he wants to know about succession. What will you tell him? How will you explain it to him about succession?
I think this is very right. This is information which must go initially to them. Then in my other videos you can have more informations. We have got a limited time. You see, what the common problems you see, any person is outside. Because I remember an incident when two ladies came to me, how it started. This was also in starting point. Two ladies who were managing, you see, the husbands were managing directors in UK. And his father, Mr. Sinha, who was one time working in UNO, earned very well. Mother and father both died. These were only two daughters. Somebody brought them to me and said, he said they are here for 10-15 days, and I will come back to your question, you will automatically get the answer. So they want to go back to UK and they have got 15 days time, and there was this mutation done on their name. They didn't know even what is mutation. They just want the property to be transferred on their name. I said it will be done through mutation, but I am a Supreme Court lawyer and my law firms are also dealing big matters. Then the society was not there, I was not dealing the things. They paid me. Of course, I asked my money that time commercially, but that was too low because that was through a reference. They immediately gave it because so desperate. I said, okay, I don't deal these matters, these are small matters, but since Mr. Such and such has brought you to me, I will ask you to get the death certificate, because mutation you require a death certificate first. You bring me in 3 days, and then the next process my lawyers will do it. In 3 days, rather 4 days, they came back without getting anything done. You know what happened? When they went to Nehru Place, that property was in GK2. When they went to Nehru Place, the man who was giving the death certificate was never available. On a small office, he was always absent. And then they could not trace him out. Then I found it, how can it be done? Then I sent my person, he little bit, and he brought the things, death certificate. Then when you go for a mutation again, you go and at least you can do the initial formalities because for mutation you have to go to the corporation's office, which was in GK2, Lajpat Nagar at that too, for GK2 coverage. They couldn't find the inspector. They couldn't know how to contact only the unscrupulous people were there anyway. So here my position also comes. So because that was the first matter, I used my influence. I talked to the Deputy Commissioner, IRS was there, he was very kind. I said, they have to go, short time is there. So inspector came. Of course, he was influenced only then, otherwise he was not available. So he came, then he inspected, and then he changed the name on the records. I realized how much problem they face. Otherwise, they can't come every time from London for getting these things done.
Yes.
Then they went for, I will come to your first question also, for mutation. So then they went, but this is a example which people will understand what happens. Then they went for a lockers in a Citibank. Citibank refused to give them because they said you bring succession certificate. In 15 days they have to go back. Now the time was expiring. How to do it? Citibank refused. So then I did this also. Then I realized they are having so much problems, my people are having. Why not to do this? And all this concept developed, and then finally you are seeing it. Now coming to the mutation, therefore I realized if you want to transfer the property on your name, you have to go to the office like GK2 covered by the Lajpat Nagar. You find it out. There are separate corporation's office where you have to go. The death certificate, or if your parents are no more, then or the inspector will come and investigate, and then he will give a report, and your name will be changed in the municipal corporation records. That is called mutation. Then the property will be on your name. You see, this is for the immovable property. But for a movable like lockers, car, etc., you have to go for a succession. So once you have to go for a succession, the succession certificate is the best because that is for the movable, immovable both. But what is succession certificate? Succession certificate means you go to the court, and court gives you, after a certain procedure of law, gives you the certificate that you succeed the property of your parents, or you are the naturally, You are the heirs of the movable and immovable. There is a procedure. Normally it used to previously take 6, you can ask question, I am myself replying you how much time it takes,
Yes.
because that is a very valid question which everybody asks. Previously it was 6 months to 1 year, but now the cases are so much, it takes maybe 1 year or 2 years time. The procedure, you have to go to the court, civil court, in the area where your property is situated. You will file, appoint a solicitor better, then he will put a wakalatnama, then he will file a suit in the court, petition in a court, and then the whole court procedure. I need not tell you the court procedure. Then the court also says there who are the other heirs. They give it in a paper ad on all that. You take the property, somebody else says it's my property, so they have to give an ad in a paper, and this whole procedure takes a time, maybe a 1 year or 2 years time these days. Then you will succeed movable as movable and immovable both. So that is the best process. Anything?
So you have a website and an app dedicated to these services. So sir, could you just tell me a little bit more about succession? What are the benefits about it? If an NRI is, suppose I am an NRI and I am confused and I don't know, how will the firm provide me aid and in what amount of time? How long will it take?
I answered you this question. Succession will make you the property transferred in your name, lockers, etc. What is movable will also be transferred by the court's order in your name. The certificate will be given, and you will be owning then. Time, I told you. I think this question I also already answered.
So you have covered the whole succession, mutation, and inheritance. And so inheritance.
I can, if you, because this is a long chapter. I think we because it's already too long, so I can give you a little bit idea about the inheritance also. You see, what is inheritance? When the property, there are two kinds of properties. One is the ancestral property. Second is a self-earned property. If your parents have self-earned property, then it is their will and wish whom they want to give it. But if it is an ancestral property, you get it by inheritance. All your brothers sisters, your parents can't refuse it because you are inheriting the property. Self-earned, they can discriminate, they can give to somebody, they can give to you, they can give to one daughter, one. So this is one inheritance, what you inherit, the heirs, legal heirs. It is also a very big chapter, but you should know only what you require at the moment. Secondly, in India previously, the girls were not getting, this is sometimes valid questions I have asked, many foreigners, many NRIs have asked these questions, then they were not getting it because it was deemed they don't belong to this house, they are going to the husband's house, so they were deemed to be the, now the boys and girls, males and females, get the equal shares. So whatever the property you inherit, again inherit, I am saying, not further, so you get the equal shares. So this is inheritance. What else you want to put question?
So, sir, how does one approach the website? Once they become the members of the Bharatiya Society, so if they have a question in mind and they want to follow the procedure and the guidelines, so how do you make sure that they connect to the lawyers in your firm, and what process do you go through?
It's very simple. You see, once they know about us through our mobile app, through our website, through some reference or connections, my TV interview will be relayed in 28 countries. These all are the ways, notice board, they are all association president knows me well. These are the ways I want to help them, then I keep on speaking all over the globe. I have been Singapore, Ireland, London, America, everywhere. So if anyhow they come to know, your question is, then how will they get the help of ours? They can put the query on the, on the website, there is a questionnaire, and we will reply in 40. There is an NRI cell, which is a separate cell of SC solicitor and advocate, absolutely separate, which was not previously because lawyers are so busy in so big things. This is a chapter and required a specific information, maybe tax, maybe mutation, maybe inheritance, maybe succession, maybe will, maybe divorce, as I told, so many things, maybe property encroachment, maybe maintenance of property. One thing last, then you can put on a next video all these things. This all is creating a power for their own, their interest. Because once you become my member, I'm a Supreme Court advocate. You can see my profile. So what Supreme Court advocate for last 32 years, and my networking and contact level and stature is very high. So what will happen once you become my member? You will be issued an identity card which will have your picture, my signatures. This will create a power automatically. I don't want to political powers. I was, lot of Congress ministers, cabinet ministers, lots of BJP ministers. I told you, UNO level, everybody supported. But as a neutral man, I am doing only for this semi-social cause. So, but this will create a power in itself, because I want you have got some problem. Nobody is hearing in India. The police inspector is troubling you. On airport, sometimes you face a problem. Just call me because you are my member. And why you will be my member? Because you are getting all this legal support, concessional support. You will be my member. You all will be together, joining together. So this will create a great power. One, my profile is such. Second, I am Supreme Court advocate. Third, I am having your powers. So I can raise the voice for a very strong common platform, which will be in your interest for supporting right and opposing wrong, and helping in hour of crisis. I thank you very much. I think this is interesting. Next time I can tell you about will, donations, and what you call it. There are so many things to cover next time. You can see my next video and come next time.
Thank you so much
very
for
much.
your time.
Thank you.